Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Hope you're having a good night. Let's get straight to it.
Following the booms have led us to the other side of the desert. Now we're up against the mountains, following the research that we've got in the papers. We're going to try and see if we can find another piece to the Boom Seeker mystery. So we're up what we call Boom Seeker Canyon, and there's this door, and it's locked from the inside. We are listening. You can hear, if you stick your ear to it, you can hear a motor or an engine or something running on the inside of it. And there's a ton of traffic on the ground here. I'm here in Boom Seeker Gap, as we call it, and there is a lot of traffic on this road here. You can look behind me. It's not much of a road. We're 50 miles from a Coke machine here, out in the middle of nowhere. No one lives anywhere close to here. This is a highly uninhabited area, and there is a ton of traffic here. As far as on these roads, lots of tracks, vehicles moving around the hills. December in Idaho, in the mountains, a bunch of traffic that goes nowhere. Kind of wondering what's going on.
Shout outs to Wild Ideas with Brian. Bro, we were just at that door last video with Aaron Belk. 50 miles from a Coke machine. This is very interesting. It's like watching it unfold in real time. In one of these videos, could you imagine if they get approached by someone using that road? That'd be crazy.
Well, that's strange. Reports of sky booms all over Idaho. There's been a bunch of reports of sky booms and stuff all over Idaho and the surrounding states. And I was trying to decide if I was going to weigh in on this, because a little bit of weird stuff's been happening, but there's so many of you asking me if I'm hearing them personally, so I figured it would be best just to make a video to explain that. Most of these reports are coming from rural Idaho, and as you can tell, we're quite a ways out here. We're on the edge of the reservoir right here with the mountains out there in the distance, so I think we'd be in a prime spot, according to what I've been hearing, to hear these booms. And so we're going to pay a little more close attention, I guess, would be. Well, that's strange. You wouldn't think we would have heard that while we were filming this video. Supposedly these booms are happening at night. Most of the reports that I've heard have been kind of in the southeast, east Idaho region, a little bit in southern Idaho, and it's mainly been at night. So to get to if I've been hearing them or not, you know, I didn't really realize, I guess, that I had been until some of these reports started coming out and I started paying a little closer attention. But there's been a few times where we can definitely hear something. I don't know if it seems like to me I'm kind of on the border of where most of the people are hearing them. There's not really many people right around my direct area that have been reporting them, but we're trying to figure out exactly what they are. If you're hearing any booms where you're at, tell me below, and I'm going to try to put together a map and see if there's kind of, I don't know, some bunched up areas of if there's a certain area where it's happening or anything like that. But I'm definitely going to be more alert after hearing some of this stuff.
That's crazy. Shout out to the Copeland's farm, capturing the sound of the sky booms while recording. That's crazy. That's a great idea. He ended up making a map of where these reports are coming from. That'd be a big help.
How many people have heard these booms around the United States? Because as of recently, I've been getting thousands of reports of hearing these booms. And there's a lot of concern on TikTok right now around a creator that specifically has been talking about these booms. That being Mr. Aaron Belk right here. And Aaron's either really good at what he does, or there's a very serious situation happening right now. I need everybody to like, comment, and share this to get this out to as many people as possible. If you go watch his last video, it looks kind of confusing because the videos prior to that, he was openly talking about these booms. Now, Aaron has a pretty big platform, yes. So I don't necessarily know what to believe on his end, but I do know that thousands of people, like I stated, are talking about hearing these booms. Now, in the last video, I talked about people hearing these booms in Idaho. But I've been getting a shit ton of reports out of Oregon, out of Wyoming, basically the entirety of the western United States. So I would definitely say that it's not just a myth. And some people are even saying that it's so loud that it's literally shaking their house. A majority of them are experiencing it at night, but some people are even experiencing it during the day. And a shit ton of these people, especially farmers as of lately, have been reporting a lot of heightened military activity in remote areas of which have never experienced that kind of traction before. And in the last video, I provided some clarification as to what it could be because I thought it was only happening in Idaho. But now I'm just clueless at this point. If you or anybody else has been hearing these booms around the United States, please comment below and share your experience with me. Because I'm genuinely curious if anybody has a definite answer.
Yeah, I'm curious too. Shout outs to Beauty Mark. In the last video, we seen old buddy talking about it. I thought it was just a one-off thing. Beauty Mark is saying there's people out there who saying they're hearing it too. If this is true for you as well, let me know in the comments down below.
All right, guys, more on the Idaho boom sounds that we're hearing. I've kind of compiled a rough map here of some of the places that some of you have reported to me where you're hearing the booms. I've mostly colored in the county, so if you've reported it in a county, I've colored that county in. Here it is, just kind of, like I said, it's really rough. That blue dot represents where I'm at, hence why I'm not picking up as many of the sounds as some of the others. We have heard last night for sure, and maybe the night before, we have heard the sounds. And I've got buddies who are just across the line that are reporting hearing them every night. And so we don't know if those lines are going to move and expand or if they're going to stay where they're at. It's hard to say what's going to happen here, but I know there's some concern about whether some of the other creators, if they're safe to what's being reported. We're hoping that they're all safe and that nothing's really going on, but you never know. And so we're just trying to get to the bottom of it. And if you've been hearing the booms and your area is not covered, please, please, please let us know. Even if you're in another state, just so we can build a map at the end of this. We're going to try to build a better map representing where all the booms are coming from to help us target some of the stuff, construction and mining and whatnot's going on in the area, to maybe kind of narrow these down or to maybe track some flight patterns. But we're going to try to, me and a couple buddies that have been hearing the sounds, we're going to try to get some recordings and of some of the stuff that we're hearing at night. I mean, we're just here to inform you guys. So stay tuned, and like I said, if you're hearing some of these sounds, please, please, please let us know.
Shout outs to the Copeland's farm. Man, he came out with that map quick. That's what we like to see. Definitely head over to his page, go to his comments, let him know if you're familiar with the area and heard this phenomenon as well. Please feel free.
Hey, it's Glamham. So I heard a boom. I know we're not supposed to talk about the booms.
We're not supposed to talk about the booms.
I heard a boom this morning, and my impression of the boom was it went and when I went to listen to what booms sounded like that people are talking about, kind of sounds like my impression of a boom. It was at 2:06 a.m. this morning, 2:06, 2:07. And imagine my surprise when before 11 o'clock this morning, there was a 7 earthquake off the coast of Northern California. Let's just look at some of the detail. There has now today been a swarm of earthquakes coming off the coast of California. I think everybody should really start to think about radios. There's a reason I'm always showing off the radios. Check the ones in my showcase. H3, 5 watts, H8, 10 watts. Really good radios. I will be making tutorials. I had loads, but they disappeared when my channel was banned with almost 300,000 followers. So there you go. As always, I hope everyone is safe. Let me know if you have heard any booms. I'm in Los Angeles, by the way. So that's where I heard my boom. I'll see you in the comments. Take care.
Man, so we know Copeland Farms is in Idaho. Glamham's in LA. Definitely want to look into those radios, for sure.
2024 is bringing a tsunami to California? This is very real. I'm not making this crap up. If you're in this area right here, you better go find your local news. Before we get started, you remember the earthquake dude in California? Really quickly, he said that God gave him a vision or a dream that there's a giant earthquake coming, so he came to warn people. So there was quite literally just a 7.3 earthquake in California, and the tsunami alarms are literally going off right now. Somebody has had to have hit bingo with this one. On a serious note, this is not a joking matter. And just to show you this is serious, they're doing evacuations right now.
That I'm very, very far back into the distant view, but it made me feel a little safer.
And Gianna, how did they alert you that it was time to get to higher ground? Was it just on your phone?
Here's the alert.
Yeah, this is the largest earthquake we are tracking, but it's not the only earthquake we are tracking. When you have a large earthquake, it can typically strike and create other earthquakes.
Do I think there's going to be a tsunami though? Probably not, but I do think this is a very good indicator of our future. But anyways, if there is going to be a tsunami, it would be around now, when you're watching this probably. And the craziest part of this whole thing is the Evacuate California dude left a few months ago. He said, screw this, a mountain's about to go down.
Telling everybody, man, evacuate California right now before the San Andreas split.
Oh, wow. Shout out to Real Moon Henry. I ain't gonna lie, he been talking about that California man for the past few months now. To see everybody evacuating was eerie.
Astronomers tracking 2 asteroids tonight, one on a collision course with Earth. The first asteroid about the size of the Empire State Building. It'll come within 1.3 million miles of Earth overnight. And a much smaller asteroid burning up in the atmosphere over Siberia today, just about 27 inches wide. Discovered just hours before it lit up the sky right there.
Hey, it's Glamham. Yes, I'm scruffy and it's late, but I'm gonna blow your mind in this video. What does this time right now have to do with 1957 and UAPs? A whole bunch, as it turns out. You know all those UAP sightings we have right now in the skies, especially in the United States and the UK, that all seem to be at military locations where not only the United States Air Force is present, but where nukes are present. Well, guess what happened in 1957? One after the other, UFO, as they used to call them, sightings, flying saucers, all kinds of red orbs, all over U.S. military bases where there were nukes. And in fact, a famous incident happened in 1967 where 10 nukes were disarmed by the UAP. This is all heavily documented and now declassified. Well, did you know that in 2010, 50 nuclear missiles were disarmed? And there were sightings of UAPs also at the same time. Okay, now's the mind-blowing part. And guess what was happening also in the 1950s? You won't believe it, maybe you will. The United States had Project 1794. What was Project 1794, you might ask? A building of a UFO. A supersonic UFO. That was the plan. I'm sure it never happened. I'm sure that's why it was declassified, and this is clearly a video for entertainment purposes only, so that nothing happens like it did 3 weeks ago when my account was banned at 300,000. We don't want that again. So, this declassified document, pay no heed. Look at this diagram, and then they built it. I'm sure they did nothing. And look at this diagram, and then they built it. But it was really just for fun. It was fun. These guys like Lego. They like building. They're model builders. They weren't really trying to make a UFO with lights that went all around it like the ones that get seen sometimes around the world. No, these are hobbyists who happen to declassify a document. I have said nothing that means anything in this video. No one should pay attention to me. But the two things in common with this time is loads of tension between the United States and Russia in 1957 due to the Cold War. Right now, I kind of think we got a bit of that going on. I don't think we're buds right now. So we have, again, all the UAP sighting. Well, if it's true that the UAPs did disarm the nukes, maybe we're in better hands with the aliens. Let me know what you think. I'll see you in the comments. Take care.
Yeah, we could very well be in bed with them, according to American Horror Story. Shout out to Glamham 2.0 with this remarkable discovery. They were actually talking about these sightings back in 57. And we heard people like Steve Grizz say, hey, We have this technology as well. That's crazy. They had these type of concepts back in 67. They were seeing sightings in 57 at military bases. Somebody should show these concepts to Terrence Howard and see how they match up with his propulsion technology concepts. And see how close they match.
The skies outside New York City tonight, the drone mystery over New Jersey, seen flying near President-elect Trump's Bedminster golf course and near a military base. The FAA now taking action. And here's Aaron Katursky.
Tonight in central New Jersey, a mystery in the sky.
What the heck?
The FBI is now investigating multiple sightings of swarms of drones hovering menacingly overhead night after night for the last several weeks.
I can see 3 drones just in this view. There is another one over here and another one back here.
The drones have been described as larger than what a hobbyist might fly.
They made kind of a low hum, similar to what you would expect from a plane, a smaller plane.
Some of the drones have been spotted close to a military installation and President-elect Trump's Bedminster Golf Club, where he frequently stays. Tonight, the FAA says at the request of federal security partners, it is prohibiting drone flights over Picatinny Arsenal Military Base and Trump's golf course. From the Hindenburg to War of the Worlds, David, New Jersey has seen its share of aerial intrigue. Tonight, authorities say they understand the public's concern about the drones, but they say there's no immediate danger. David?
Aaron Katursky tonight. Aaron, thank you.
Diddy's court hearings were leaked to the media. Somebody recorded multiple sessions of Diddy's court proceedings and leaked them to the media. And now it's being played here on TikTok, and I just got tagged in it. And you guys, I am shook. I went ahead and reposted it, but I'm not going to add this video into this video right here because it's actually illegal to record federal court proceedings. Now, Diddy's court proceedings were leaked to Media Takeout. You can also head over there and watch the multiple different videos that they have of different court proceedings with Diddy. But I am honestly shook. Like, whoever did this obviously got paid some good dang money. In the one proceeding, it's when they're reading Diddy all of his charges and he's entering a non-guilty plea, and in the second video it's the first bail hearing why he was denied bail. I'm definitely not mad at the person that recorded this. Like, this is something that we have all been wanting to see. Diddy actually in this court proceeding. And since the federal case, this is something that we will never be able to see. But not now. Somebody upped that game, baby, and illegally recorded this proceeding with Diddy. I'm just not going to post the video on my account because I ain't trying to get arrested by the feds. But hey, let me tell you, whoever did this, kudos to you. You did a great job. But for real, everybody get to MediaTakeout.com before they take this down and watch it for yourself because I was shook, baby. Shook. But y'all let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments.
It looked like someone tapped a surveillance camera or something. Shout out to Khadijah Lynn. Yeah, guys, go ahead over to Media Takeout if y'all want to see it. A lot of people feel like this should be televised, but because it's a federal case, yeah, we ain't gonna see it.
They just found a hidden message written on the bullets that killed Brian Thompson, and you won't believe what it says. This story just took a wild turn. You don't know what's going on? Let me catch you up real quick. Brian Thompson was the CEO of the biggest health insurance company in the world, United Healthcare, and he walked outside of his hotel and he was brutally attacked, and it looked very targeted because the guy knew exactly when he was walking out of the hotel. If you saw my last video, this guy was involved with some pretty serious scandals like massive insider trading. He was currently being investigated for it. They were allegedly using an unreliable AI model. They had a massive cyber attack that they paid off to fix. Now the NYPD recovered the bullets that were used on him, and each one had a different word: deny, defend, depose. Now these words are very similar to the words on this book: delay, deny, defend. And the book is about how insurance companies deny valid claims for profit. On top of this, his wife came out and said there had been some threats. Now she doesn't know the details of these threats, but people were threatening him. NYPD just released this saying they're looking for this person, but this story is developing and we're getting some wild news, so stay tuned for updates.
This is when Law and Order meets Assassin's Creed. Shout out to You Won't Believe Me official.
Haley Welch is being accused of stealing $2 million after her meme coin crashed. Haley Welch has come under a firestorm of criticism after her meme coin Hawk rose to $400 million within minutes of its launch, but after just hours crashed down to just $35 million. Since then, data-fueled allegations of insider trading and unethical practices have lit up social media. Welch and her team have strongly denied all allegations.
This situation's not adding up. Let me tell you why. There's something much bigger going on with this situation. So first, a brief recap for people who don't know. This girl, the Hawk Tuah girl, came out of nowhere, made a meme coin, and scammed everyone for $1 million. Allegedly. By the way, it's all alleged, in my opinion, all for fun. Before we get into these supposed leaked messages, the way the entire thing started makes no sense. She makes an innuendo, and all of a sudden she's famous, but not just famous. Right when this happens, she starts being with the top celebrities. And the people who opened the door for the gates, if you get what I'm saying. For those who don't know, there's a process to fame, and there's an order of steps you must take. But we're not talking about that here. And not just Shaq and the other celebrities, but she was with Cuban talking about investing in crypto before this whole thing happened. Talk about perfect placement. So what am I getting at? There's some really big things going on, and everyone's attention is drawn right here.
Horrible launches I've ever seen in my life.
Okay, then why the f are you on?
I've been tracing it on chain for a while. You guys generated over $1 million in fees while y'all's fans got rug pulled.
Some people are quite literally above the law. Pause to read. Now pause to read what's happening at the same time, which has been happening for days. Read this behind me. There's a massive spiritual shift happening right now when we are literally seeing other dimensions and other wild, crazy things seemingly are about to happen, and this generated rise to fame is taking all the eyes away from this situation going on right now. That's not all that's going on, that's just all I can say. Your homework, go look at her connections. Wild.
You know, her rise to fame is one thing, but having your own cryptocurrency is a whole nother story. It definitely like some sketchy stuff is going on.
My good friend, the Hawk Tuah girl, came out with the cryptocurrency, and it went just as well as you think it would. It went from a $500 million market cap to a $60 million market cap in 20 minutes. If you bought this, you deserve to lose money. This seems like a classic pump and dump scheme where a celebrity uses their influence to inflate the price of a stock, and then the minute that actually raises in price, they sell it off. Is running a pump and dump scheme the most scummy thing an influencer could do? Yeah. But also, if you bought this, you deserve to lose money. Even Twitter was telling people like, yeah, don't buy this. What are you doing? But hey, me, I'm holding Hawk Tuah coin. I think it's going to the moon. I think the US is going to adopt it as our main currency.
Wow, good luck with that. Shout outs to Carter PCS.
Well, this did not age well. By now you probably know that Haley Welch, better known as the Hawk Tuah girl, launched a crypto meme coin, and in doing so she very clearly insisted that it is not a cash grab. Well, now we know this meme coin was a scam, and some are calling it the most horrible crypto launch there ever was. Here's exactly what happened after the Hawk Tuah girl launched her meme coin. It launched just one day before I'm making this video on the Solana blockchain, and she told Fortune just before the launch that it is, quote, not a cash grab. What she did say is that she's basically tokenizing her fan base, whatever that means. And according to this article from Quartz, the meme coin rose to a peak market cap of $490 million before plummeting and hitting 29 million. That makes up a 94% decline, with 80 to 90% of the token circulation being held by insiders or other entities that buy up large amounts of supply in an attempt to make a profit. So the question is, did you cash out on the Hawk Tuah coin before the crash, or did you sit this one out?
Shoot, when you say it like that, I wish I would have known. Shout out to the one proud dad. I think what she just did made it real hard for people to trust cryptocurrency.
A UAP landed at Manchester Airport. Yes, it was rather fabulous. A co-pilot of a plane shot the UAP as it flew down over the tarmac, hovered, and then apparently shot back up into the air. I think it was November 25th.
I believe the incident was actually June, but only just became public.
So Captain Bigelow shot the UAP in June.
I don't think Bigelow is his real name. Military personnel, pilots, ground crew and the like, they're under strict guidelines to keep quiet on unusual sightings.
Like Roswell.
Great example. I actually interviewed the writer-director of the movie Roswell multiple times on a podcast I started in 2013.
After your really sci-fi near-death experience in 2012.
Yes, another day. Anyway, the movie Roswell's director, Paul Davids, had me convinced that the supposed UFO crash in 1947 was definitely not a weather balloon.
Why is it so frowned upon to speak out about a UAP if you see one?
I suppose it indicates that our own authorities are less powerful than the unknown. Perhaps if we thought we weren't protected by our own government, we may lose trust in them.
So witnesses to UAPs are seen as whistleblowers just because they tell what they saw. Which would explain why not Captain Bigelow deleted his X account after posting the images. And what makes you think it was June? An X post of someone claiming to be in contact with the pilot noted June, and there was a strange incident in June at Manchester Airport. Oh? In the wee hours of Sunday, June 23rd, there was a very serious power outage at the airport. Thousands of people stranded in darkness. The UAP interfering with our primitive technology. Well, there have been numerous reports of UAPs disabling military weapons. Oh? A famous incident was at the Malmstrom Air Force Base in Montana in 1967. 10 nuclear warheads were rendered inoperative during an encounter with a glowing red object hovering over the facility. Who's seen these UAPs near nuclear facilities? Very often highly trained individuals with security clearances, which makes them very credible. UAPs around nuclear facilities and military bases. The aliens don't want us at war. Well, if they live here too, they probably care about the planet. And if they don't live here, we could still be their vacation home. Yes, according to Avi Loeb, they could be coming from a different dimension via a portal opened by CERN. Like the videos on your banned channel. Yes. Avi is a theoretical physicist at Harvard, and he says extraterrestrials are traveling through dimensions that are created at CERN. ETs tunneling through hidden dimensions. And he says CERN is trying to access 6 dimensions. So CERN's letting in illegal aliens near Manchester Airport. Last week, mystery drones were seen at 3 different RAF bases in the UK, all of which are used by the US. Mystery drones, or UAPs. Everyone is up to something. Well, if there's truth to the reports that UAPs can disable weapons, we may be wise to root for the aliens. Or, of course, it's probably just sophisticated defense tech. Well, do you at least have some entertainment purposes only footage of weird stuff happening in clouds? Yes. In 2018, skywatcher Lucas Budell caught this over High Wycombe in the UK. It's quite fascinating. But we can't talk about clouds or clouds. No. Or how the strange shapes you saw in the clouds a while back were actually not far from Manchester. No, let's not talk about that. Even though it could be extremely low frequencies looking for submarines. Let's leave this one. What if the technology isn't us? That's enough. It could be the bad guys. I'll see you in the comments. Take care. Don't we?
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. And if you haven't already, please take a second
just to smash that like, subscribe, ring that notification bell.
Just to make sure the algorithm know what's up. So what we're gonna do, y'all? That's right. Run these numbers up. Thanks again. Till next time.